Fala pessoal, boa noite. Hoje, terça-feira, 4 de novembro, estamos iniciando mais uma super live aqui com uma convidada especial, direto da Austrália. E eu quero fazer antes o que eu sempre faço, que é mandar essa live para a maior quantidade de bateristas possível. Eu estou falando em português, já avisei a Moni para aguardar um pouquinho, e eu vou mandar então essa live para uma galera para assistir. Você também, se você puder contribuir, manda essa live para quem você puder para assistir e a gente vai começar daqui a pouquinho, tá? Então vamos lá. Antes de mais nada, eu vou mandar aqui essa live para 50 bateristas. Você faz a mesma coisa aí, tá? Você que já está assistindo aí, ou que vai entrar daqui a pouco. Então, vamos lá. Just a few minutes. I'm sending this streaming for a few drummers here. Just one moment, please.
That's cool. Yeah.
Ok. Ok. Então, eu vou falar algumas coisas em português, depois a gente começa com o meu inglês macarrônico. A Moni já está a postos lá, já estamos no YouTube ao vivo, mas aqui é a transmissão principal, ok? Então, antes de mais nada, pessoal, obrigado por vocês estarem por aqui, assistindo mais essa live especial com essa baterista sensacional lá da Austrália, e que foi super solícita desde o primeiro momento que a gente conversou. Tipo, respondeu super rápido, assim, ela tá do outro lado do mundo, gente. Super legal isso, né? Então, eu quero agradecer já para vocês que vão estar assistindo. Tem muita gente do outro lado do mundo que não acordou, que está trabalhando e não vai conseguir assistir, mas vai ficar registrado e vocês podem assistir depois. Inclusive, conferir as lições aí que ela vai passar algumas ideias para vocês bem bacana, tá? E aí, em dezembro, nós temos mais uma live, a última do ano. Espero que vocês gostem, uma surpresa aí. E em breve a gente vai falar disso, tá? Então hoje eu não vou falar do festival em si, a gente ainda não tem nenhuma novidade, mas vamos começar direto aqui, conversando com a Moni, que uma horinha passa muito rápido, então a gente precisa correr ainda mais, porque às vezes o meu inglês dá uma emperrada. Então vamos convidar aqui a Moni. Moni Lashes da Austrália, e temos muita coisa para conversar hoje. Okay, just waiting.
Hello.
Hey, Moni.
Hello.
How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you? Thanks so much for having me on here.
Yeah, our pleasure. Thank you for being so enthusiastic for doing this streaming. I know that right now is about maybe 11 and a half a.m.
Yep, that's right. Yep, I am. Yep.
Moni is a great drummer from Australia, down under, other side of the world, and she was very, very how can I say, enthusiastic with this streaming. I really can't believe when I call her and she answered me about 10 minutes after. So great.
Well, it's not every day you get to talk to someone in Brazil about drums, so of course.
So we can start talking about yourself. Please say something about you for the people that don't know your career, but don't say everything. Just a little a little
A little taste.
about yourself.
Okay, so I'm Moni Lashes and I'm an Australian hard rock drummer. I'm in a band called The Babes, and I also own a recording studio here in South Australia. I am very lucky that my band has toured quite a lot around the world, never to Brazil, but we've been lucky to go other places. And yeah, I've actually just released a drumming textbook this year, and I've been quite busy with that. So drumming is my life, let's put it that way.
Great. We have so many subjects to talk about
Yeah.
tonight, so we have to hurry up. Okay, Moni, I saw that you did something very special. Tell us about your record about playing 24 hours without non-stop. Tell us about this, because I saw some videos and how it works.
So
About some eating, something some. Did you go to the bathroom or toilet?
no.
No.
No, so I set a world record, being the first person to drum for 24 hours without a break, and I did it all outdoors. The reason for me doing that was because my family was trying to raise money for my dad's medical treatment. He had a very rare form of a medical condition, and we just didn't have the money for the medical treatment. So my family was fundraising with lots of different ideas. Yeah. But my contribution was, if I saw somebody else playing drums for 24 hours, I'd probably give them some money. So that was my idea for me. And so the next thing I know, I'm in the middle of our city centre with my drum kit and just started playing. And initially I was going to have a break, because the actual world record rules are that you're meant to take 5 minutes, or you're allowed to take a 5-minute break every hour. But I didn't want that. I wanted to see if I could do the whole thing. And yeah, so then I started at 2 p.m. in the afternoon on a Friday, and I played for 24 hours till 2 p.m. Saturday. And as a result, we raised enough money, and my dad had his medical treatment, and he's even playing drums again, because he was my first drum teacher when I was a kid. So it all ties in as the drumming like family that we are. But yeah, I didn't drink or eat, and because I didn't drink or eat, I didn't need to go to the bathroom.
But you didn't drink water?
I didn't know, because I didn't stop. Someone came up to me with, I think, I don't know if you have fruit box. It's like a juice box. Yeah. Somebody came up to me. I had a little sip, but I just realized if I'm going to drink or eat, I'm going to have a stop, like a break. Yeah. So I just didn't have anything. And then after the world record, when I finished it, then I went and ate a whole pizza, like a huge pizza, and had like a whole two liter of Coke. But yeah, it was fine. I was surprised. I was actually kind of worried leading up into the record that I'd maybe have like sore wrists or something, but my wrists were fine. My back was fine. It was actually my bass drum foot. Something went wrong with a blood vessel, so my foot went black, just a big bruise all over it, but it healed. And I also lost my voice that day, because I think it was actually quite cold, 24 hours. And then between midnight and 3 a.m. it was so cold out there. Yeah. But I was very lucky, because my whole family stayed to support the whole 24 hours. My band stayed as well. So, there's a moment where it's very cold, and my sister came and chucked a jacket on top of my shoulders to keep me warm. But yeah, it was a special event for our family, and I probably wouldn't have been able to do it if it wasn't for a special reason. We needed the money bad for his treatment, and yeah, I would do it a million times over for that reason.
Yes, great. Just one thing, people, if you want to ask something for Moni,
Yes.
just use the comments up down here, or use that sign of like I don't know how to say in English. I forgot.
Just message here
Yeah.
or message me, anyone, and I'll just read out the questions if I
Yeah.
get any
Don't be
into
shy.
mine.
Don't be
Don't
shy.
be shy.
People,
Ask. Now's the
send your
time. Now's the
questions.
time.
Moni loves to answer questions.
Yes.
Yeah, correctly.
Yes.
So, what kind of grooves you played on that event? I
The
think that
24
you
hours.
don't play so hard because you be tired very very fast.
Yeah, initially I was playing along to a playlist that I had made, just all songs that I liked. And then that playlist ran out because I severely underestimated how long I needed. So I started playing along to, we've got a classic rock radio station here, and they play 24 hours all around the clock, hard rock music. And so I played along to that. But as you know, with commercial radio, there's always advertising. So I even had to play along during the advertising. So it was whatever song came on, I played. And I know most of the songs on the radio. So it was just a matter of getting through it. At one point, I played it's a Led Zeppelin pattern, and I played it for so long that it felt like it was changing my heartbeat. So it was like, if I felt like I'd played for so long that my heart started to feel irregular, so I stopped playing that and just went back to playing the radio.
Any drumsticks broken?
No, that's
No,
the
really.
yeah, that's the thing. I am very, very lucky that the drumsticks I use are very good quality, and I don't really go through a lot of drumsticks, to be honest, even though
It's
I'm
time.
quite a hard hitter.
It's time to make your merchandise about uh, your brands, your brands that support you. Let's start with drumsticks.
So I love the Promark sticks. I'm very fortunate to be on the Promark artist roster here in Australia and actually worldwide. Um, I've used them for so many years now, and even Evan's Drumhead, so it's part of the same family. But every album we've done, every tour we go on, I use Evan's heads and Promark sticks. It's just unbeatable for me.
Any symbol broken?
Yes, but that is after about 20 years of having it. So I use Pois symbols. I'm not formally endorsed by them, but I've used them my whole life, and I'll use them till I die. I've only ever had one proper cracked symbol, and that was after 20 years of touring. So that speaks about its longevity. It lasts forever.
Yeah. So I think it's very cool if you say something about your practice for having so great stamina and resistance to play 24 hours. So I know that people here want to learning something from you because you have a drum book. We will talk about this in a few minutes. Talk about for us, please, about your practice for doing um, 24 hours non-stop playing. You can use your drum pad.
Oh yeah, so actually leading up to that world record, I probably didn't prepare very much for it, specifically for it. I wasn't in the gym or anything specifically for my world record, but it turns out that whatever I was doing leading up to that is kind of beneficial. It was just doing what I generally do every day on the practice pad, as well as I don't have a gym membership, but I do my own exercises at home. I was just recently on a fitness podcast talking about drum fitness, and it just I don't do weights, I don't do anything crazy running. I just do lots of walking lots of push-ups and lots of sit-ups. So that kind of helped with my 24 hours, just stamina for my core strength, and probably why my lower back didn't hurt as well, just from doing a plank exercise, which helps your abs. But as far as practice pad stuff, which as a result of the world record, I found that people are interested in what I did for my preparation. It's honestly, I try and get as many exercises combined to get it out the way, because I'm not going to pretend that practice pad is fun. For me, it's not. It's just a necessary thing that you have to do to be a decent drummer. So I like to, and it's in my book, but it's 8 minutes of constant drumming on the practice pad. I don't know if you can see my practice pad, but I also involve my legs. So I'll try and zoom my camera out. Just give me 1 second.
Okay.
I'll try and zoom out a little bit.
Okay.
I'm basically doing 16th notes. I'll move this up so you can see.
Okay.
You might lose my head for a little bit. Hang on. All right. So can you see the practice pad there?
Yeah.
My legs.
Okay.
All right. So what I do is I start off with doing 16th notes with my feet, just non-stop. Okay, so I won't do that now, otherwise you'll hear too much noise. But my feet are going the whole time, and I'm doing accented single strokes with one hand. So I'm going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and for 2 bars. Then the other hand, and then I'm doing that for 2 bars. Then I'm doing unison, so not flams, both together for 2 bars. And then I'm doing 16th notes with the same accent. 1 meander, 2 meander, 3 meander, 4 meander, 1 meander. And so right now that seems really boring, but I've got a music backing track that I also include in my book that you play along to. So it's kind of fun. It's actually like almost like a video game. You have to keep going till you get through to the end. And because it's got a video of me playing along with you, it motivates you to keep going and not quit. And it's just 8 minutes, and you're working out both hands, you're working accent strokes, you're working out independence of your legs to your top half, and you're working on your stamina and timekeeping, because 8 minutes of 16th notes with your feet, you will absolutely have a burn in your legs after that. But when you go to play a gig, it'll be an absolute easy breeze for you after that. So I try and just kill as many things in one hit, because I don't want to be on the practice pad all day. I want to play on the drums. So I like get this out the way, and it helps me so much.
Yeah, great. We have one question in at YouTube chat box from Fernando here, Brazil.
Oh,
hello. How did Moni manage to feed herself during such insane marathon?
Did I feed myself?
Yeah, you said that you don't feed.
Yeah, so there was possibly one point where somebody came up to try and, like, I was playing, and I know my sister definitely tried to give me a juice, but I'm not sure if she tried to give me a like a muesli bar. I don't know if you have muesli bars. It's like a granola bar, but I just didn't want to eat, because I think by that point in the world record, I was also getting very sick of playing drums. So I was like, I'd had enough by that point, and I didn't really want anyone to like come and give me any excuse to stop, because I already had enough excuses to stop. But yeah, towards the end, it was definitely like, I love drums, but towards the end, I was definitely looking forward to not playing drums anymore for a little while.
Yeah. Fernando, if you have more questions, people, if you have more comments or questions, please send to Moni.
Yeah, Fernando is great. He's a great supporter.
Fernando.
I love him.
Or YouTube chat box. So you are left-handed, correct?
Yes.
Left-handed drummers are not so common these days.
That's right.
You can be left-handed, but what we see is playing like a right-handed or open?
Open-handed, yep.
Did you try to play like your drum kit for right-handed and try to play left-handed, open left-hand anytime?
So I'm very lucky because my dad was a drummer and he's a right-handed drummer. So I was so lucky in my circumstance that he didn't ever try to make me play right-handed. He just allowed me to be me and play on a left-handed, proper left-handed setup. Having said that, I was in school bands growing up, like concert bands and orchestras, and we would play quite big music festivals. And I one time arrived at the festival and did my sound check, set my drum kit up left-handed, got the microphones on, went backstage, came back out, and they'd swapped it to right-handed. And so they just didn't even ask me. They swapped it to right-handed. So I had to play that entire festival right-handed because they wouldn't allow me to play it. Now, it wasn't my best ever gig. It wasn't my best ever performance, but I still got through it because I'm very lucky that I played open-handed. I made some small adjustments, but yeah, I now I can play right-handed because I've been teaching for so long, and I like to jump on the right-handed kit to demonstrate if I need to, if someone's really struggling with something, to visually see it right-handed. But I'll always prefer left-handed. It's just like if you play soccer or football in Brazil, you have a preferred side to kick with, and if you're up on the wing, you try to get onto that foot to cross it in. You know, it's just the same with drumming. I'll always prefer left-handed. It's so crazy though. I have a fair few left-handed students over my career, so they're starting to come up through now.
Yeah. So you are left foot to
Yes.
play bass drum, but you can play with your right foot.
Yes, I'm not I'm not confident. Like if I had to play one of my band's gigs, I would be able to get through it right-handed and right-footed, but I wouldn't enjoy it. I'd be thinking way harder than I need to. It's not natural.
So if you have to play in a bigger festival or a small festival, better small festival, and you have to use the same drum kit for 3, 4 drummers, 5 drummers, you can play right hand, or you have to have time to change the drum kit.
I could do it right-handed, but it wouldn't be as fun for me. And as a result of playing for so many years on lineups with right-handed drummers, I've actually gotten very fast at swapping it to left-handed. It takes me less than 2 minutes to swap it, you know. By the time some guitarists haven't even unplugged or plugged into an amp, I'm already set up because of all these years of preparation and, you know, refining how to swap over without too much of a fuss.
Yeah, great. I know how it works because I'm so fast to put my equipment, electronics. I use some electronics, and it's like you said. Meanwhile, the guitar player are tuning,
yeah,
and set up all that pedals and etc. I'm ready.
That's right.
Who's your favorite drummer? Left at the hand favorite drummer?
My only favorite left-handed drummer is Ian Pace.
Yeah.
And he's one of my favorite all-round drummers, not just because he's left-handed, but that's definitely a winning factor that he's a lefty. But yeah, he's one of my favorite drummers of all time, top 3.
Great. I so like very much Ian Pace. I have another question for you.
Yeah.
From Fernando. Fernando is great. Why do you choose so big drums to your drum kit? Let's talk about your drum kit.
Yeah, so I'm very fortunate. I'm on the Pearl artist roster as well, and so my newest kit is a Pelt export kit, and it's with huge, deep toms, and everything on it is huge. And the reason for that is actually there's a couple reasons. Visually, I like how it looks. I like watching back on Motley Crue, Tommy Lee back in the 80s, and his drum kit was just impressive. He didn't even have to hit anything, and I already loved it. So imagine when he did play, then you fall even more in love. So I like the visual aspect of my drum kit, that it looks insane. When you see my drum kit on stage, it's all chrome, all mirror finish. My bass drum is 24 inches. My smallest tom is 14 inches by 14. So it just gets bigger and badder, and that's the main reason is visual. But then the secondary reason is for the tone. I love a meaty and powerful drum sound like Alex Van Halen. You know, when I hear him playing on the tom, Panama, or you hear him Hot for Teacher, it is such deep tone that it gets your heart. Like it actually hits your heart, and that's what I want every time I play a live gig. So yeah, I love my Pearl kit. There's no other brand that does what I want it to do. And I played a gig recently for my book launch with my newest Pearl kit, and I got sent so many photos and videos before I even started playing it, and that's exactly the effect that I wanted. Same as Motley Crue. As soon as I saw that drum kit, I'm like, I have to hear this.
Do you have any photos or any pics, any videos published yet from this gig?
Yes, I made a small highlight video of my book launch, and it's got my drum kit in action, and I've actually got a motorbike that's attached to my drum kit. And so that's as soon as people see that, they're like, what is this? I have to watch this. What is it? And that's half the challenge, is making sure people want to watch you. You know, I don't think the drummer should just sit at the back and hide. We're part of the band, and we're such an important part of the band that I want someone to watch me as well. You know, when it's my turn of the song, like I'm not going to distract from the crowd when it's the guitar solo, or when there's an important part of the vocals. I won't distract then, but I want some attention on me at the back, because I'm doing a hard job back there.
Yeah. So the first time that I saw people, do you believe that Moni have a motorcycle part? Yeah, correctly.
I've got the whole front of a motorbike with the wheel, the light, the handlebars from a Harley Davidson, and I've also got an exhaust pipe that goes next to my hi-hat, and the smoke comes out of it. But the crazy part is that the wheel spins.
Yeah, I would say that, because the first time that I saw something like this, it was with Roxy Petrucci.
Yes, and that's who my big inspiration. That's where I first saw it, and that's when I saw her with her photo. She had a Tama kit, but she had just the front motorcycle fork. And then when I saw that, I'm like, oh, I have to do something like that, but just expand on it. And then I told my dad about this crazy idea, and he's like, we might be able to make the wheel spin, and we can control how fast it spins as well. So my dad actually designed the spinning aspect and made it happen.
Really?
Yeah, he's very a handy man.
Yeah, well, it's so great, because the Roxy Petrucci drum kit don't have a spinning wheel.
Hers lights up as well, though. That was the cool thing. I'm like, oh my god, she has a motorbike on her drum kit, and the light is like, it was incredible. But because our band is such a we have a theme, you know, it's kind of like hard rock and roll, like a biker. So I just think it ties in with our band, and as soon as I saw hers, I'm like, I've got to have that.
Fantastic. Do you know Roxy personally?
I've spoken to her a couple of times, like online. Her band before Vixen, she was in a band with her sister called Madam X. Yeah. And that was the band that my sister and I saw, and we're like, we have to start a band with the sisters. Like, we don't want to have an all-girl band. We want us two sisters and then two fellas in the band. But that, like, I've spoken to Roxy online and her sister Maxine, and they're just so lovely, and they're just the coolest girls in rock and roll.
Yes, fantastic. People, you have to go to the Instagram, Moni Lashes, profile and see what she's saying about the drum kit with Will and the big drum kit, very beautiful. And you, your snare drum is a tenor.
Sorry, say that again. I couldn't hear you.
Marching. It's a
Oh yeah,
your
my snare drum. It's a marching snare drum, so it's 14 by 12 inches. It's huge, but it hasn't got a marching head. It's actually got a normal Evans head on top. And people are so surprised when they hear that snare drum. But the reason I wanted that was because we play rock and roll and we've got very loud Marshall guitars. I wanted a snare drum that would crack through and you'd be able to hear it in the mix. And my snare is like an absolute cannon. When you hit that snare with a rim shot, the person, the next suburb can hear it.
But do you use this snare drum for recording too?
Yeah, I use it for everything related to my band and anything related to my drum clinics. If I take my drum kit somewhere, that's the only snare I bring. It's my favorite.
Yeah, but you had to put some different snares because marching.
Nope.
No, are you using the
stock? Yeah, the stock marching snares underneath. Everything is as is, apart from the Kevlar head up the top. I've got a Evans Power Center reverse dot on top, and my dad, as a drummer, he's also my drum tech, and he's my guru with everything. And so when it comes to tuning my snare, we both have a very specific sound that we like and a very specific tone. And he's very good at tuning up that snare because it's such a high pitch that I want, but I still want the you want the snare rattle as well. So it's a very unique sound. I'd probably say it's kind of similar to Red Hot Chili Peppers 90s era kind of sound, but maybe just a higher tuning. But it's got that crack. Like I love that sound that Chad Smith gets.
Did you try to a loud tuning for your snare?
We have like a tune bot, so some people think it's cheating, but we just do it. Initially when I first had the Kevlar head on, I was like, oh no, what have I done? This is not the sound at all. And then Dad experimented with the Evans heads. This is before I was even endorsed by Evans. And as soon as he put that Evans head on and experimented with the tuning, I'm like, whatever this is, we have to keep this from now on because it was just magic. There was just something about it. It shouldn't work the way it does, but it does. It's just magic.
Yeah. So you have to adjust your snare drum stand very loud.
Yes, yeah. So we actually hacksawed. We like old-fashioned like hacksaw. And I had to do that twice because my floor tom, my small tom is 14 by 14. So that had to be hacksawed as well because no hardware is made that low. They do, like Pell does have a very low option, but it's just not low enough for my height because of my height. I'm not like a 6-foot dude. I'm sure if I was 6 foot, the Pell options would be amazing, but we just had to hacksaw it for my custom setup.
Yeah, some drummers back in the 80s or 90s have this same condition to just cut the hardware.
Yep.
Well, your father is here watching you.
He's probably at home at his house watching me live. I don't know if he's actually got Instagram, but he might be watching on YouTube. I'm not sure.
Okay. What is your father name?
Don or Dominic, but I don't know if he's actually online at the moment because he's at his house.
No problem. So, what's your drum pedal? Is a Pearl too?
Sorry, say that again.
Your drum pedal, your bass drum pedal.
Oh yeah, it's a Pearl. Yeah, all my hardware is Pearl as well. So I've got I'm only recently on double kick pedal. I used my same single Pearl pedal for 25 years, and it was just the stock one that came with the export 20 something years ago, and it lasted me, and it's on my student kit at the moment. But the current pedal I'm using is a Demonator, and it's well, the actual model is P932, but it's a left-footed one, obviously. So with a double bass, it's very hard to get left-footed double kick pedals, you know. So I was very lucky to be on the Pel roster because they made it easy for me to find.
Yeah, it's not so easy to find a left foot drum pedal.
That's correct.
Yeah, let's talk about your cymbals. You said about Pois.
Yeah, no, I love them. I've only recently got the PST7s for my crashes. I've got the 2002s. I've got 15-inch sound edge hi-hats, and I've got a China. And one day I'd love to have 2002s all round, but the PST7s are great for what I need. Like I've got a 16 and 18. But yeah, I've only ever used that brand ever since I was a kid, and you know, that'll be the last cymbal I hit before I die too.
Yeah, it's very cool. This PST7, because it's I think it's very, very near. It's not the same thing, but it's very near to the 2002.
Yeah, I agree. That I think it's like it's very indistinguishable sometimes, and you know, the price factor helps as well. But you know, I think that they are such a good quality for the price point. I think the PST7s are incredible, and the durability they last. I'm not playing jazz. I'm hitting these cymbals constantly. I'm hitting them hard. I'm touring. I'm traveling with them, and they're surviving. And not just surviving, they're just sounding better and better, I think.
Yeah. I think it's for your sound is a good choice because it's so shine cymbals and penetrating the volume, and I'm looking here for a drum kit. It's a very beautiful drum kit.
Thank you.
Right cymbal goes underneath.
Yes, it's like Sheila E. You know Sheila E.
Yeah.
She used to have that. So, you know, when I was setting it up, I'm like, well, I have to pay some kind of homage to like the Queen.
Yeah, but your right cymbal never fall down.
No, but I don't want to jinx myself. I better knock on wood. But the reason it doesn't is because we have extra felt and make sure the wing nut is really secure. And I do check it occasionally. I don't just leave it. Like I'm probably a bit superstitious and check it more frequently than I need to.
I think the most drummers are.
Yeah, I think the only time a cymbal has come off, our band was the opening band for Sebastian Bach from Skid Row, and we'd finished our set, and it was the final big hit, and I hit my 16-inch crash, and it flew up, and it landed like on my lap. It could have been so bad. It could have been like a horror movie. It could have like got me or something, but that's the only time a cymbal's actually come off any of my hardware.
Do you have any video?
I do. It's on my Instagram. It's on my Instagram
really?
somewhere. Yeah, you have to go down. You have to go down, but I'll tag you in it after if you can't find it. But yeah, it's so I don't usually have camera footage right on me, but I had a GoPro set up that night just capturing me, and that final hit, it's like bang, it's like whoop, there you go.
We have a question here from Brazil, Bruno. Bruno is a great drummer. He have a band here. Actually, is one of my students and plays so very well. Play in a band called Kiss Experience.
Cool.
It's good to Kiss.
Oh my God, I love Kiss. Kiss is my favorite band.
Okay. The question is, Moni, which Brazilian style do you find most challenging or inspiring to play?
The answer for both is all of it. The thing I love about Brazilian music, or just even any Latin drumming, is the independence. There's so many videos I see online of Brazilian up-and-coming drummers that blow my mind. Honestly, it's just, there's something about your culture and your love of drums that you just can't fake that. You can't fake that. I can't pretend that I'm going to have the same rhythm. I learned a little bit of Latin drumming and, back in the day. And that was mainly just for the independence for each limb and just to get different rhythmic patterns. But I'll never pretend that I'm good at any Brazilian drumming. It's never my strength, as much as I would love it to be. It's not my strength. But yeah, I love watching Brazilian new up-and-coming drummers, and I'll never skip past a video. It's just like, ooh, what are they going to show me? How are they going to humble me today?
I have another question here from Bruno too. Moni, is there a particular Brazilian drummer or percussionist who inspires you?
I'm not sure if he's actually from Brazil. I don't want to offend. Is Eloy from Brazil?
Yeah.
Oh my God, he's like top 3 drummers at the moment, because and I'd never listened to Slipknot. It's not my style of music. And so the fact is, I just happened to stumble across a video of him playing, his drum cam for Slipknot, and you can't hear any of Slipknot's music. You just hear his drumming from the gig. And I was just hypnotized, to be honest, because he's everything I want to be in a drummer. He's powerful, precision, still musical with dynamics, like his muscles are huge.
Yeah.
Okay. And he can hit hard, but he can play quiet and precise and musical. So I'm in complete awe of Eloy. And then I, as a result of discovering him in Slipknot, then I looked back and realized, he was like a child prodigy as well. So I just find it so interesting. Then I found out who his teacher was. Is that Aquiles, is that how you say his name? Eloy's teacher. I'm not sure. He's an amazing drummer who has Achilles. Sorry, yeah. So then I looked up him, and it's just so inspiring to see. So I'm not. Hopefully they are Brazilian, but they both inspire me a lot.
Yeah, great. Both are monster in drumming.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's talk a little bit about your band, the Babies. You can tell us where we can hear your tracks. Tell us about a little bit of the band history.
Yeah. So I'm in the band The Babes, and I'm very lucky because the band is my family. So my sister is our lead guitarist, my little brother is our bass player, and our singer is one of our best friends, JD. So we are a family band, whether JD wants to be a sibling or not. We've been very lucky. We've toured a lot of places around the world. We toured Australia a lot because we're here. We've been to Japan twice. We went to the USA, which was one of my favorite things in my whole life. We toured there for 31 days. And we were even sent to Iraq to perform for the troops. So we went to a war zone. We had to wear bulletproof vests and helmets, and we had a security detail helping keeping us safe because we were in an active war zone. This was a few years ago when the war was still happening there. So our band we're underdog rock. So we like being working class, old school rock and roll, and our music kind of reflects that. So, we are very much a self-made band. We drive ourselves across the country with our equipment. We just do it our own way, and we have a lot of fun doing it. And our music, if anyone wants to check us out, is all over YouTube. But the best place is thebabesrock.com, and everything's there. All our social media links and videos are on there, thebabesrock.com.
Yeah. Can you write here on the comments for people have the reference?
Yeah, so we have a lot of fun. So you can imagine being in a band. I'm the eldest child, so I'm so computer illiterate. Give me one moment, sorry. I thought I could talk and type at the same time, because I am a drummer. I should be able to do like two things at once, but apparently not. So it's fun being in a band when I'm like the eldest child and I've got my younger sister and my younger brother and JD, our singer. We have a lot of fun. We are big fans of The Simpsons. So most of our conversations are just The Simpsons quotes and things like that. So if anyone heard us, they'd think we're insane, but we have a lot of fun.
Yeah, I saw your video clips. And it's very 80s and 90s oriented sound.
Very much.
Powerful, very raw, powerful, and very direct.
Thank you. That's what we aim for.
Thanks so much. We have another question here from Fernando. How is the secret to make a good drum solo?
I'm very two minds about this, because what I find appealing in a drum solo, that's a good question. What I find appealing in a drum solo is something that has a story. It starts somewhere and it goes somewhere. If I'm a drummer all these years, and even if I get bored watching a drum solo, imagine a non-drummer watching it. They're not going to have the attention span if the solo goes nowhere or doesn't tell a story. Now, of course, I'm impressed when I see the virtuosos just flailing. I'm impressed by that, but I don't think that's going to appeal to the markets that I perform in, So I think the best kind of drum solo is the one that's most suited to whatever gig you're doing, So if you're in a jazz bar, okay, and you're trading 8 bars, that's the best kind of drum solo. You're not going to go doing some gospel chops for 8 bars. You're going to do whatever's suited for that audience. And so I think when it comes to creating a drum solo, you have to have that in mind and not be, too rigid that you're planning every bar, But I think it's good, and I encourage my students when they're a bit nervous about, I know I have to do a drum solo in this song, or I think it's perfectly fine to have sort of a structure in your head, or I'm going to start off here and I'm going to build it up to here, and then I'm going to dip it down here, but then I'm going to finish strong. I think you're allowed to have some structure. It doesn't have to be completely free form. That's my opinion anyway. And so then when I do solos for our band, I only have one drum solo because, it's a rock concert, a rock gig. You've got 45 to an hour. No one wants to hear a 10-minute drum solo at our gig. They want to see our band in all its glory. So my solo maximum goes for 3 to 4 minutes. And so I've tried to structure as many things into that 3 to 4 minutes that I think I would like to see if I was in the crowd. If I'm standing there and I have to watch a solo for 3 or 4 minutes, I want to see something that's musical, that has crowd interaction, something that they can clap along to at some point. I want to see some kind of showmanship or stick tricks, because it's a rock gig, I'm not playing classical music and a timpani next to me. I'm allowed to do some tricks. I'm allowed to do some showmanship. So yeah, I think the long-winded answer, sorry, Fernando, is I think whatever suits that gig best is what's going to be best. And you're allowed to have your own personality in drum solos. I think that the way that sometimes drummers are being treated in this more modern age is that it's all about the chops. It's all about, flailing and speed. But I think you're allowed to have your own charisma and you're allowed to have your own personality. It doesn't have to be so rigid anymore, That's just my personal opinion.
Yeah, great. I hope that Fernando is satisfied with your answer, because it's so complete. So talking about stick tricks, can you teach us one or two?
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of the fake spin. So have you ever seen I actually got this. I first saw this from Tommy Lee, but then I realized that he kind of learned it from the Young Rascals back in, I think it's like the late 60s. I think his name's Dino Danelli. I'm pretty sure it's Dino Danelli. but it's the one where it's like this, okay? So that's called a fake spin, even though it looks like a spin. I don't think it's a really fake spin. But the way I teach my students this is it's crucial that you've got a strong wrist, strong forearm, and strong fingers. So that's not going anywhere. That's not bending, okay? Then I get my drumstick completely dead center. Okay, because if you have it lopsided, you might get one spin and then it starts to slide down. It needs to be dead center, which is why Promark is amazing, because it's basically dead on that black there. So I put it in between my gun. It's called the gun way. So you put it in between your gun. And all I'm doing is using these two fingers. I don't know if you can see that. Those two fingers, my pointing and middle finger. And I'm going like this. Back and forth like this. Now, that seems like it might not do anything, but what it's doing is eventually making small circles, and that eventually turns into big circles, and then you just keep going. Now, if I do it this way, it doesn't look as impressive, okay? It doesn't. If my hand's like that to the audience, it's not that impressive, but all I'm going to do is I'm going to do it, and I'm going to face it that way, and you'll see it's actually looks faster. It's just an optical illusion. So whenever I get my students to do it, the main thing is that's how you're doing it, like that. Spirit fingers. But yeah, I understand people don't really. There's a whole movement of people who don't like spinning tricks and stick tricks, and that's fine. You can't be right all the time. But yeah, so I like it because it adds an element of visual to a live performance. It just has to be ensuring that you're keeping time first. There's no point in doing these tricks if you're losing, the whole groove. There's absolutely no point. You have to nail the groove, then you get to do the tricks.
Yeah. Did you try to play traditional grip for any period?
No, I've never, and that's really a downfall of my drumming, and something that I wish I probably I should have tried to advocate more to try it, because I was quite a disciplined young drummer with rudiments and charts, and I just never found myself. And I think it's probably culturally here. In Australia, we don't have many drum lines. We don't have lots of marching bands or opportunities. Well, we didn't when I was a kid anyway. So that kind of probably impacted that for me. But, I am a big advocate of the more you learn, the more you've got in your toolbox, the more you can pull out later on. So I find a traditional grip would be beneficial, but I think I'm too far gone now. I think I'm very stuck in my ways. And if I have time on the drums, I'm trying to perfect other things now. But yeah, I'm always impressed when you see that Grayson Recruitment. I met him. He came to Adelaide for a clinic. I got to meet him, and he was so lovely. But I'm just impressed by him, whether it's trad grip or not. I'm just impressed by him as a drummer.
Yeah. Besides this, maybe traditional grip is not so easy to have that power. Power. I think I call it the power stroke.
Yep. That's the thing.
Play.
The thing is I saw Cindy Blackman. Have you, Cindy Blackman? She plays with Santana, but she did a clinic when I was 12. We never had any drum clinics come to my city apart from Cindy Blackman. As a 12-year-old girl drummer, Cindy Blackman comes to my town, and I went with my dad. I was like the only girl in the entire venue. And I just remember it felt like I was like honed in on her, and it was just her and I in that venue. And she was so powerful with her traditional grip. It blew all of that stereotype out of my head. It's just for jazz. And she's a skinny, feminine drummer, and yet she's up there absolutely pounding this drum with traditional grip. So, if I've got any opportunity with my upcoming drummers, I definitely want them to explore traditional grip, because even though it's harder to get the power with that for the certain types of music, I think it is worth its weight in gold if you can do it like Grayson can as well.
Yeah. I meet Virgil Donati.
Oh yeah, and that's right. That's cool. Like the legend.
Yeah, he have a really, really, really powerful stroke with traditional grip. I did um, two drum clinics with him here in my city.
Very
I
cool.
did the production, and it was so impressive for the first time. And really, I had I'm saying correctly,
Is it
had
like,
a,
oh yeah, our
yeah,
headache, yeah, headache, yeah.
I had it after the clinic because it was so powerful.
Yeah.
So yeah, bah!
The crack.
The double pedal thing with double strokes and all these odd matters, um, and polyrhythms and power stroke. So it's so impressive.
Yeah, it's mind blowing when you see
Yeah,
someone who's just so good. It's just unhuman.
impressive. So I want to talk about your drum book.
Yeah,
I'm
so
very happy that you send me one
yeah.
to study. Yeah, I want to see more about your drum book. Let's talk about your the art of hard rock drumming.
Yeah, so as well as touring with the band, I teach drums. I'm a drum tutor, and so I've got a drum studio here where I teach out of. But prior to building this, I've been teaching around schools for 15, 16 years, all different ages, all different levels, all different interests. And I'm quite old school, so everything I learnt and the methods that I learnt, I drew from. And so I'm a big believer in learning rudiments and good technique and reading drum music. I think people get scared when they hear that stuff, but it can actually be fun and not as long and drawn out as some people like to make it. And I just find as soon as you can read the basic drum charts, you open yourself up to learning so much more and so much faster. It's just a little bit of hard work for a massive result. And over the years, I've kind of refined my teaching and found what works and what's the most efficient way, because I want everyone to learn the drums as properly and as fast as possible, because that's when it gets fun, right? And after the band had been touring for a bit, I started doing some drum clinics. I went to Japan and did a drum clinic tour, and I had some, worksheets for my attendees. Then I went to New York and did the same clinic, and I had like the incredible Alex Cohen. So Alex Cohen is an insane drummer, and he came to my clinic, which blew my mind. And he gave me some really encouraging words on the worksheets that I had. He's like, have you got more material like this? This could be quite a good book if you've got more material. And I said, yeah, this is just what I teach my kids, back home. So having someone like him, so iconic, and an author himself give me the confidence, I started to culminate what I teach my students and put it in a formal book. And as a result, I've got the Art of Hard Rock Drumming.
Yeah,
You kind
fantastic.
of can't see it, but yeah, it's basically everything that I find is important to be a well-rounded drummer for recording, touring, or just having fun. This is kind of from start to finish, everything you're probably ever going to need. So I cover reading music, drum charts, rudiments, technique, but then I get into the fun stuff, the things that I wish I had a book for as a kid growing up. I used to love listening to drum fills or drum grooves of my favorite artists, but back in those days, we didn't have YouTube or, anything like that to go back. I had to listen a million times. Like there's a band Heart, like Barracuda. That's like a
Yeah,
very cool old song. I used to have to listen to that over and over again on a CD, just over and over again, trying to hear what the drummer was doing or what that drum fill was. That what is he doing there? Like I had to keep listening over and over again. I wasted so much time. So there's like a whole section in this book of all my favorite drum fills and iconic hard rock grooves. And it gives the credit to the actual drummer, Crazy Train is this drummer. And it's just charted out. I'm just trying to find it, show on the camera.
yeah.
you know, if it was all in one spot, I would have found that so beneficial to me as a up and coming drummer. Oh, look, I'm going to give this a go. And it also opens you up to new songs that you haven't probably heard, that you don't get exposed to anymore, because everyone just listens online to Spotify, you know, recommended playlists. So I just thought it was cool to have a specific section just to show, you know, some of the iconic drum parts that made us get to where we are now. I'm just trying to find it. Sorry, I'm having one of those days. But yeah, and also the other thing that I really wanted to emphasize, which I'm glad we talked about earlier, was like showmanship and stick tricks. Back in the day of no YouTube, there was no way for me to learn stick tricks. I would just have to hope that that video would come up on MTV and watch it, like, oh, what's he doing with his hand? Or what's he doing there? So I've got a whole chapter on showmanship in this book, which teaches you step 1, hold your stick like this, step 2. And it's got, you know, never before taught tricks in a book. But I've just found the, like the part where it's like, how does he play that feel in Kiss? Like it just has like a 2-bar phrase, shows you how to play it, and then you've got it. And I just thought that was a cool point of difference that I hadn't seen in another book. So this really is everything that I love about drums, and, you know, things that I think are important, all printed on paper.
Yeah, can you show the front page for us? Yeah, just to take a picture.
The Art of Hard Rock Drumming.
Yeah. You can buy it online from
Hudson Music,
write the link here.
I'll just write Hudson Music.com. Oh my God. And then I'm trying to type. I'm like an old woman with technology. HudsonMusic.com, and then just type in Moni Lashes, and it's the only book that will come up. But yeah, I'm very fortunate.
Woman. Are you kidding me?
I'm like a grandma with technology. Like, where is the?
How many years do you have now?
How old am I? I am. That's a good question. I think I'm 37 now. 37.
37, old woman. Okay.
Old woman on interview.
You tell that I have which is my age.
Oh, I'm terrible with guessing ages. I don't even know my own age. Probably the same as me.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Two young spring chickens. Do you have that phrase in Brazil? Do you have that phrase?
I will write for you here.
Okay.
Here.
No.
Yeah.
Really? What? Wow. That's good. See, drumming keeps you young.
Yeah. About 132 shows per year.
Wow. That's a lot of stamina.
Yeah, it keep me young. No,
I think it's actually
no drinking.
Yeah, that's right. But it also, drumming is so good for our brains. So I just think it's such a beneficial hobby to have, even if you don't want to be a professional. Like, I honestly think everyone can benefit from some kind of drumming.
Yeah. Please tell us about the difference about a professional drummer that can read, and a professional drummer that can't read.
I just think it depends, because there are so many iconic drummers in the past who never read a drum chart in their life, and they were the ones who shaped drumming for us. So you can't really be too far one way or the other. But in the modern day and age, why I emphasize it to my students is because you never know what opportunities around the corner, and you don't want to just exclude yourself from an opportunity because you aren't confident with reading, when reading takes you a week, if that, to learn. In all honesty, if you set aside a whole lesson and a week, you could really get a good grasp on drum charts and reading music. And there's no excuse for someone, unless you just adamantly do not want to do it, then that's fine, that's your call. But my students, and it actually one of my older students just 2 weeks ago, he's not a senior at his school. He's one of the mid-year levels. And the senior drummer got sick and they had a big showcase coming up. Now, this student has never played those songs, doesn't know them, but he had the charts. So a combination of a week's notice and a little bit of sight reading skills, and he got through the gig. Now, that's an opportunity for him because now the teacher knows he's capable. So when it's time, he will have a leg up, an advantage over someone who can't read because he's already proven himself. And we spent time learning how to read music when he was just a young kid, and it's paid off all these years later. So I'm a big fan of people who put in the time to do the boring stuff because it will pay off later. Just like my warm-up. My practice pad's not fun for anyone, but you've got to do these things and it will pay off later.
Yeah, great. Because sometimes here in Brazil, at least, I saw so many drummers that want to learn to read because it's boring, because I really don't understand, is just want to play. But sometimes, like you said, sometimes things happen and people have to know how to read at minimum.
Do you know what? I saw something just today. It's so funny that you asked this question. Trivium is like a heavier band, and they've got a fill-in drummer, a very quick stand-in, and he's a very capable drummer, but there's obviously a whole back catalogue of songs he has to learn. So he's got a tablet or whatever with drum charts. I saw a video of him reading drum charts. So it's like, it's not just orchestral music, it's not just classical music, that's a cool opportunity. Imagine going on tour around the world with an established band like Trivium, playing to 40,000 people, night after night. You get to have that cool experience. If he couldn't read the charts to fill in, he misses out. And I think the reason people don't want to learn it is because it seems harder than it is. It's really not that hard. If you can tap into a way a student learns and make it fun for them, you can learn drum charts and reading in a week. I feel like you could learn it in a week. It's just a picture of what to hit and when to hit it. It's honestly a map. So if you can make it fun, then you've got that skill ticked off for the rest of your life.
Yeah, I agree. Great. I hope that some drummers that I know will learn from you, because sometimes I say that, and I will try later when we have a great drummer like you. Oh, it's awesome. So thank you for saying this.
No.
Moni, we have a little bit time, just 1 hour passed so quickly.
It goes fast, doesn't it?
Yes, so fast. I want to ask you about your only five female drummers that you like so much. I know that you have thousands of drummers,
yes,
but we have to choose just 5 female drummers.
Oh, it's so hard. I feel so bad because
Yeah.
then I'm going to leave someone out and they're going to be like, and you know what? I'm going to do some unusual ones. Okay. So definitely Roxy Petrucci, number 1 for me. Not just, and she's not just one of my favorite drummers because she is a girl. It's just that's just a factor of it. She's just all round one of my favorite drummers because of the way she's a beast. She's like Eloy. She hits it hard. She hits it like she means it. And I just like her musical choices in songs. So Roxy, Karen Carpenter, because she was so much more than just a drummer, and her voice is just magical. Sheila E., Cindy Blackman. Oh no, I got one more. One more.
Just one more.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna come out of left field here. Someone that no one else knows. One of my students. So one of my students, Hazel, because
Hazel.
she started with me when she was 4, 4 years old, and she's a left-handed drummer. And I honestly think that she could be something really special if she continues with drums. So I'm going to go with her. That way I don't leave out any of my professional female friends.
Right, no problem. Great. Do you know a Brazilian drummer called Vera Figueiredo?
No, but I'm very much out of the loop, so I need to get more educated. What is she, a touring in a band?
Yeah, it's a Brazilian drummer. Vera is very, very well known here in Europe and United States, and play play Brazilian rhythms, Brazilian music, and I have
Cool.
one book, one book from Hudson Music too. I will
Oh,
send you.
is this the one that I saw she autographed on your page? Is it this
Yeah,
girl?
yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah, okay. Cool.
yeah.
Yes.
We have so many great female drummers here. I will send you maybe
Yeah,
uh,
please.
five or six links for your research, because you're so great drummer, and your interest for learning is amazing. So I think you
Yeah,
will
definitely
be,
send it to me. Yeah, definitely.
yeah, it'll be very, very interesting for you. Just research and see the female drummers here playing. We have the Girls on Drums Festival, which
Yes,
is
awesome.
the most drum festival here in Brazil. Just only female drummers since 20, 2010.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. Sorry. Um, just
You got
running.
disconnected. Yeah, I've been seeing Girls on Drum Festival for a lot of years online, so I've always been interested in it. I think it's great.
Yeah. Sorry, I did on the cable.
That's okay.
So, Vera Figueiredo is one of the great drummers here, and I will send you some links to
Yeah.
to watch. And I'm very proud that we have you on the family online family, because I really want to have uh, many money to bring so fantastic drummers like you to Brazil to
Yeah.
perform at festival. We're trying to do
Yeah.
uh, a new issue of the festival, maybe in another country, but it's so hard
Yeah,
to
I can imagine.
bring all the things. Yeah, and we
Well, if there's
try
ever
to.
opportunity, I definitely would come to Brazil. I've never been to Brazil, and I'm I'm always up for a new adventure, and I've seen what you guys do, so yeah, I would love to be part of it one day, but I understand.
Yeah, please let me know in advance
Yeah,
when if
definitely.
you came to Brazil, because we can um, put you on your road to do clinics or teaching here on my drum
Yeah.
school. Please let me know. So, like I said, would like to have money enough to bring all these fantastic drummers, or money enough to do Girls on Drum Festival in Australia. It would be
Yeah,
fantastic.
very cool.
Great.
Yeah.
And of course, having you with a drummer and co-producer, but sometimes it's very difficult. We had here about 15 issues of the festival, more than 40 drummers playing all these years. So if you really come to Brazil, please let me know in advance.
Definitely. I will.
And please feel free to say your final words to people here, like a word for the young drummers, the people that will watch this streaming
Oh, yeah.
after, please be my guest.
Well, I'll just say thank you so much to everyone who tuned in. I can see a couple of comments now, and I really appreciate you. But the only advice I ever give to any of my students is if you're going to do something, do it properly and have fun with it. So if you're going to play drums, go all in, do it properly, because you're the one who's going to get the reward at the end of the day. So what you get what you put in, really. But yeah, I want to say obrigado. I continue to butcher the language every time I try, but I'm trying.
Oh, great! Because people here, like I said to you, people love that the drummer or the artist try to say something important.
I'm trying. It's so hard. I don't know why. I'm just incapable of it. But yeah, thank you for
Yeah.
tuning in. Obrigado.
Don't worry, much better than my English.
No, you've been great.
Thank you, Moni, for your attention. You are very, very receptive with us. It was a great interview, great
Yeah.
streaming, very very faster, like I said,
Yeah,
but
you went
very
fast,
intense.
definitely.
It was a good streaming. People, this streaming will be recorded here and
Perfect.
our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GirlsOnDrumsFestival, Girls on Drums Festival in English, GirlsOnDrumsFestival.com. It's official website. Moni, thank you so much. Please don't go away
No, thank
from
you.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Talk to me and backstage. And people, bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next month. Bye. Thank you, Moni.
Bye. Bye.